From gray whales to bowhead whales, baleen whales, and even pygmy whales, there are so many different types of whales out there. Some of them completely challenge what you think a whale can be. Get ready for some truly massive surprises. These are whales you won't believe actually exist. Number 15. Fin whales. The fin whale, also known as finback whale, is the second largest animal to have ever inhabited the Earth, second only to its close relative, the blue whale. It reaches lengths of at least 26 meters and can weigh up to 80 tons. In fact, if it weren't for their aquatic lifestyles, they would be crushed by their own weight. The buoyancy provided by the seawater they live in makes it possible for these enormous whales to survive. Although they are incredibly large, fin whales are not predatory and feed on tiny krill or small schooling fish. They are completely harmless to people other than through accidental collisions. American naturalist Roy Chapman Andrews called it the greyhound of the sea. He likened its appearance to that of a racing yacht and said its speed could surpass that of the fastest ocean steamship. Fin whales mainly live in temperate and cool waters. However, they are known to populate every ocean except the parts of the Arctic that remain covered in ice. Like all whales, they give birth to live calves, with the fin whale calf measuring anywhere up to 6.5 meters long. Because of their size, they have very few predators. However, killer whales have been known to attack, kill, and eat juvenile fin whales. Number 14. Sei whale. The sei whale is the third largest whale species after blue whales and fin whales. They are also one of the most poorly understood. There isn't a lot known about their current distribution, migration patterns, and behavior, but they were once heavily hunted in the modern whaling era. They are believed to prefer deep offshore waters in temperate and subpolar regions. They appear to favor temperatures between 8 and 18 degrees Celsius, but have highly unpredictable seasonal movements. They can be present in an area one year and nowhere to be seen the next. This also makes them difficult to observe. Occasionally, whale watchers are able to enjoy a rare glimpse if the sei whale's seasonal habitat overlaps with that of the more predictable humpback, gray, or minke whale. Although sei whales' seasonal movements are less predictable, they are known to give birth midwinter in the lower latitudes or warmer areas. Gestation is about 10 to 12 months, and calves are weaned before 9 months of age after they have migrated with their mothers. They are also opportunistic feeders, skimming the surface with their mouths open, consuming large quantities of plankton. Number 13. Minke whale. Minke whales are the smallest and most streamlined of the great whales or rorquals. They form part of the largest group of baleen whales, all of which have relatively small heads and broad filter feeding systems inside their mouths that are called baleen. The Great Barrier Reef is the only dive destination in the world where members include the blue whale, humpback whale, fin whale, sei whale, and the minke. The minke is the most abundant of the five, with a stable population status across the globe, especially in comparison to other species of large whales. Numbers in the western North Pacific and the northeastern North Atlantic have, however, been reduced because of commercial whaling practices. In other waters, overexploitation of other larger whale species has lessened the competition for food resources and allowed minke whales to prosper. The minke prefers tropical, temperate, and polar regions. They are found in all ocean basins, and although not known for their acrobatic or curious behavior, are still popular targets for whale watchers around the world. A relatively small, dark, and sleek whale, they can measure up to 35 feet and weigh almost 20,000 pounds. Most have a varied diet, feeding on a variety of small schooling fish, including anchovies, mackerel, herring, capelin, and cod. Other species, particularly those that call the Antarctic home, rely almost exclusively on krill to feed their large stomachs. Number 12. Bride's whale. Bride's whales spend their entire lives in the waters of the Pacific, Indian, and Atlantic Oceans. These massive mammals have long and slender bodies, but they weigh over 44 tons. They're not much for social gatherings and like to spend their days hanging out within 50 feet of the water's surface. They're sometimes seen in pairs and may gather in larger groups to feed. The Bride's whale is smoky blue-gray in color and often covered in scars from ocean parasites and cookie-cutter sharks. They have a sickle-shaped dorsal fin and 3 parallel ridges on the top of their head. Although their average speed is only a few miles per hour, these powerful whales can reach speeds of up to 15 miles per hour if they need to. Given their sheer size, they're also surprisingly nimble and can rapidly change direction both above and below the water. They usually eat very small prey, including plankton, krill, and tiny crustaceans, but will occasionally branch out and feast on bigger species like crabs, shrimp, and a variety of small schooling fish. Number 11. Right whale. Listed as endangered since 1970, the North Atlantic and North Pacific right whales were sadly considered the right whale to hunt by whalers, hence the name. The whale rewarded whalers with high quantities of oil and baleen and was easy to catch and process. They were known for their docile nature, swam slowly, floated when dead, and were often found close to shore. Because they were so easy to catch and kill, they were hunted to near extinction, with only about 400 now remaining. Both the North Atlantic and the North Pacific whales have never recovered from the centuries of whaling, but the third species, the southern right whale, has been more fortunate. These whales live in the southern hemisphere, and most of their population is now on the increase. They are often the focus of many whale-watching ventures and can be viewed from either the shore or from a boat. All three species migrate to feed or give birth in the northern hemisphere, staying close to peninsulas, bays, and continental shelves. These offer greater shelter as well as an abundance of food sources. Although their feeding habits differ slightly, all species of right whale tend to dine on small crustaceans, krill, sea snails, and slugs. Number 10. Gray whale. One of the animal kingdom's great migrators, the gray whale travels in groups, sometimes making 12,430-mile round trips from the cool waters of Alaska in the summer to the warmer Mexican coast in the winter. This is one of the longest annual migrations of any mammal. Once in Mexican waters, the gray whales breed in the southern shallows and enjoy the balmier climate. Other gray whales are known to live in the seas near Korea. Like all whales, these giants of the deep surface to breathe, with migrating groups often spotted doing just that on the west coast of North America. They are known for their curious nature and are particularly inquisitive around boats. This is great for whale-watching ecotourism but can be dangerous to the whales themselves, as they face the threat of vessel strikes and disturbances to their annual migration route. The gray whale was once in serious danger of extinction due to extensive hunting. Today, they are protected by international law, and their numbers are on the increase. These large mammals can measure as much as 49 feet long and weigh approximately 90,000 pounds. As their name suggests, they are mainly gray. Instead of a dorsal fin, they have a hump and a series of 6 to 12 small bumps between the hump and the tail flukes. Gray whales are predominantly bottom feeders, sucking sediment and food from the seafloor. Now it's time for today's topic. In a stunning discovery, a drone operator surveying the waters near the Norwegian coastline accidentally captured footage of what appears to be a massive, unidentified whale species. The creature, seen swimming beneath a bridge, dwarfs even the largest known blue whales, which are considered the largest animals on Earth. The footage has left marine biologists and the public in awe, sparking debates about whether this could be a new species or a long-lost relic of prehistoric times. The whale's size is staggering, with estimates suggesting it could be over 120 feet long, far surpassing the average blue whale. Its body shape appears similar to known whales, but with subtle differences, including a broader tail fin and unique patterns on its back that shimmer in the sunlight. The drone footage shows the creature moving gracefully through the water, seemingly unbothered by its surroundings. Experts are now analyzing the footage, with some speculating that this could be a deep-sea species that rarely surfaces, explaining why it has remained undiscovered until now. Others suggest it might be a hybrid or an evolutionary anomaly. Whatever the case, this discovery has reignited curiosity about the mysteries of the ocean and what other giants might still be hiding in its depths. Number 9. Beluga whale. The beluga whale, or white whale as it is sometimes known, is the only aquatic mammal of this color. It's also one of the most familiar and easily distinguishable for the same reason. When they are born, beluga whales are either gray or brown. They only start fading to white as they reach sexual maturity around 5 years of age. A relatively small whale with a stocky body, rounded forehead, and no dorsal fin, the beluga ranges in size from 13 to 20 feet and weighs approximately 1,600 kilograms. Belugas are often referred to as the canaries of the sea due to their wide range of vocalizations, which can even be heard above the water's surface. Their flexible necks allow them to turn their heads in all directions, a rare trait among whales, which helps them navigate and interact with their environment. They are also known for their playful behavior, often seen blowing bubbles, playing with objects, or interacting with humans in captivity. In the wild, belugas are highly social and can form pods of hundreds during migration, though smaller groups are more common in their Arctic and subarctic habitats. Their thick layer of blubber not only keeps them warm in icy waters, but also provides energy reserves during times when food is scarce. They generally live with others in small groups of 10 animals on average and are very vocal communicators. A series of clicks, whistles, and clangs are used as part of their unique language, and they are also able to mimic a variety of other sounds. Although they are slow swimmers, they are good divers and can drop to 2,300 feet below the surface to forage for food. They are opportunistic feeders, and their menu is dependent on their locations and the season. Most tend to dine on small fish, including sole, flounder, herring, sculpin, and certain types of salmon. Whales are found in every ocean on Earth, and they are also the biggest creatures we have. These animals are impressive. They create a lot of interest, with many researchers fascinated by their feeding habits and the waters they choose to call home. Social creatures, they are often found in pods. This ensures they have company but also that they are safe from predators like sharks. Number 8. Sperm whale. The largest of the toothed whales, the sperm whale has a distinctive square head and narrow lower jaw. It is thick-set, has small paddle-like flippers, and males can reach lengths of up to 19 meters when fully grown. The female of the species is significantly smaller, which is unusual for a whale. The sperm whale is a deep diver, commonly reaching depths of about 350 meters below the surface. However, they are capable of much deeper dives, with some recorded at depths of over 3,000 meters, making them one of the deepest diving mammals on the planet. These dives are made possible by their unique physiology, including collapsible lungs and the ability to slow their heart rate to conserve oxygen. Sperm whales are also known for their echolocation abilities, using powerful clicks to navigate the dark depths and locate prey. These clicks are among the loudest sounds produced by any animal and can even be heard from miles away underwater. Their diet primarily consists of giant and colossal squid, and evidence of their deep-sea battles can often be seen in the form of scars left by squid tentacles on their skin. Sperm whales also play a crucial role in the marine ecosystem, as their nutrient-rich feces help stimulate plankton growth, which in turn supports the entire food chain. They can dive for up to an hour at a time and have a cruising speed of 7.4 kilometers an hour when swimming. If they're in a hurry, sperm whales are capable of reaching speeds of at least 37 kilometers an hour. Most swim in pods of between 15 and 20, and all prefer to inhabit temperate and tropical waters throughout the world. Sperm whales may live for over 70 years, reaching physical maturity between 25 and 45 years. They have the largest brain on Earth, measuring 5 times heavier than humans, and primarily feed on mollusks, including octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. Number 7. Whale shark. The whale shark is not only the largest fish in the world, it's also the longest. Although it has the name whale, it is not a whale, it is a shark, but it does have a lot in common with a whale, including its size. Most whales are massive, and so too is the whale shark. They also feed more like whales than a typical shark, dining on shrimp, fish eggs, krill, coral spawn, and small fish. Whale sharks are filter feeders, using their gill rakers to strain food from the water as they swim with their mouths wide open. They can process over 6,000 liters of water per hour while feeding, making them incredibly efficient at capturing tiny prey. Despite their enormous size, whale sharks are gentle giants and pose no threat to humans, often allowing divers to swim alongside them. These sharks are known to migrate vast distances, traveling thousands of kilometers to follow plankton blooms and seasonal feeding grounds. Their migratory patterns are still not fully understood, but tagging studies have revealed that they can dive to depths of over 1,800 meters, making them one of the deepest diving shark species. Whale sharks are also known for their unique spot patterns, which are as distinctive as fingerprints and allow researchers to identify individual sharks. Although they have huge mouths that can reach up to 1.4 meters across, they have tiny teeth and a narrow throat. With 300 rows of tiny teeth, you'd think they'd be at least a little helpful at feeding time, but alas, because they're pointed backward, they're next to useless. Combine that with their narrow throat, and these giant fish don't have any option but to eat small prey. The whale shark dwarfs the better-known great white by a country mile. Whale sharks can grow up to 40 feet, whereas the great white measures at just 20 feet at best. They are also not predatory, unlike the great white. I guess there's not much point unless you're killing for the fun of it. I mean, it's not like they can eat anything large, is it? Number 6. Blue whale. These giants of the deep are the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth, weighing over 150 tons. This fact is hardly surprising, given their tongue alone weighs as much as an elephant. The blue whale is not only heavy, it is extremely long, reaching a maximum confirmed length of 29.9 meters. Despite being so large, this massive ocean dweller mainly feeds on very small marine life, including krill, a shrimp-like animal. It's not surprising then that they need 36,000 kilograms of it to suppress their large appetite. Blue whales use a technique called lunge feeding, where they accelerate toward a dense patch of krill with their mouths wide open, engulfing both water and prey before filtering out the water through their baleen plates. This feeding method is incredibly energy-intensive, but the payoff is worth it, as a single lunge can capture millions of krill. During feeding season, blue whales can consume up to 4 tons of krill per day to build up the energy reserves they need for their long migrations. These migrations can span thousands of kilometers, as blue whales travel between their summer feeding grounds in polar regions and their winter breeding grounds in warmer waters. Their vocalizations, which are among the loudest sounds produced by any animal, are thought to play a role in navigation and communication during these long journeys. Scientists are still studying these low-frequency calls, which can travel hundreds of kilometers through the ocean, to better understand their social behavior and migration patterns. Deep divers, the blue whale will descend to approximately 500 meters below the surface to catch their food. Given their size, they have few predators, but attacks by sharks and killer whales have been recorded over the years. They can also be injured or killed from collisions with large ships. Graceful swimmers, these giant mammals travel at a relatively sedate 8 kilometers per hour, but can put their flipper down when required and rev things up a notch to a speed of over 30 kilometers per hour. The blue whale is very strong and powerful. However, it does not have the strength to break free from fishing gear and has often perished after becoming entangled in discarded nets. Number 5. Humpback whale. Humpback whales are enormous creatures, measuring almost 63 feet long and weighing 40 tons, or about the size of your average school bus. Their flippers are classed as the largest appendage in the world, measuring a whopping 16 feet long. They also have massive tails that can grow up to 18 feet. Humpbacks are well known for their haunting and melodic songs and are found in every ocean in the world. These songs, which can last for up to 20 minutes, are thought to play a role in communication and mating, with males often singing to attract females. Each population of humpbacks has its own unique song, and these songs evolve over time with new patterns and melodies being introduced. Humpbacks are also known for their bubble net feeding technique, where a group of whales works together to create a spiral of bubbles that trap schools of fish, making them easier to catch. This cooperative behavior highlights their intelligence and complex social structures. Despite their size, humpbacks are surprisingly agile, often breaching out of the water and slapping their tails or flippers on the surface, behaviors that may serve as communication or play. Their migrations are among the longest of any mammal, with some traveling over 5,000 miles between feeding and breeding grounds. Conservation efforts have helped humpback populations recover significantly since the days of commercial whaling, though they still face threats from ship strikes, entanglement in fishing gear, and climate change. Although large, they showcase some amazing acrobatic abilities for those lucky enough to witness them. With a name like humpback, you would think these whales would have a hump on their backs. Strangely, that's not the case. The name actually describes an action rather than a feature of the whale. Before making a deep dive into the ocean, they arch their back, effectively forming a hunch. They are found near coastlines and are known to annually migrate from their summer feeding grounds near the poles to warmer winter breeding waters closer to the equator. Females nurse their calves for almost a year and are known to have a special bond with their young. They swim close together, often touching one another's flippers. Like other baleen whales, they primarily feed on krill, plankton, and small fish. Number 4. Killer whale. Killer whales, also known as orcas, are a toothed whale that belongs to the oceanic dolphin family. An iconic species, they have long been revered by various Aboriginal cultures and are frequently the lead performer in live shows at marine parks. Over the years, many have also starred in hit movies like Free Willy and Blackfish. Technically the largest dolphin of its species, the killer whale claims the whale name because of its size. They are very easy to distinguish and can be found in every ocean basin and several semi-enclosed bodies of water like the Arabian Gulf. Killer whales are known for their unique hunting techniques, which vary depending on their location and prey. For example, some pods in Antarctica have been observed creating waves to knock seals off ice floes, while others in the Pacific Northwest specialize in hunting salmon. Their hunting strategies are often passed down through generations, showcasing their remarkable intelligence and ability to learn. Orcas are also known to form strong family bonds, with offspring staying with their mothers for life in matriarchal pods. These pods communicate using distinct vocalizations or dialects that are unique to each group, further highlighting their complex social structures. In addition to their hunting prowess, killer whales are incredibly fast swimmers, capable of reaching speeds of up to 34.5 miles per hour. Their striking black and white coloration serves as camouflage, helping them blend into the ocean's light and shadows while stalking prey. Despite their fearsome reputation, killer whales are highly curious and have been known to approach boats and interact with humans in the wild. Classified as an apex predator, the killer whale is at the top of the ocean's food chain, as no animal preys on them. Highly social, they are very vocal and considered the most stable of any animal species. They are also expert hunters and have excellent eyesight and hearing. They hunt in groups, feeding off fish, squid, octopus, other mammals, seabirds, and sea turtles. Some populations are considered threatened or endangered due to prey depletion. The southern resident killer whales, which swim in British Columbia and Washington state waters, were placed on the endangered species list in the U.S. in 2005. Killer whales are not considered dangerous to humans, and there have been no documented cases of fatal attacks. Any altercation that results in injury to human life is considered purely accidental. Number 3. Bowhead whale. The bowhead whale was an early target for commercial whalers in the mid-1700s. With numbers severely reduced, the The species became protected when a moratorium was passed in 1966. Bowhead oil and baleen were considered valuable, and their slow swimming speeds made them an easy target. Despite their recovery under protection, bowhead whales are still listed as a species of concern due to their slow reproduction rates, with females giving birth only once every 3 to 4 years. Their long lifespan, however, is remarkable, with some individuals estimated to live over 200 years, making them one of the longest-living mammals on Earth. Scientists have even discovered ancient harpoon tips embedded in the blubber of some bowheads, a testament to their incredible longevity. Bowheads are filter feeders, using their massive baleen plates, some of which can reach up to 13 feet in length, to strain tiny organisms like krill and plankton from the water. During the summer months, they feed intensively to build up fat reserves for the harsh Arctic winters. Their songs, which are complex and varied, are thought to play a role in communication and possibly even mating, though much about their vocalizations remains a mystery. Bowheads are also known for their impressive breaching behavior, where they leap out of the water despite their massive size, a sight that continues to amaze researchers and whale watchers alike. Today, there are many more threats, including loss of food sources, climate change, vessel strikes, and pollution. The bowhead resides almost exclusively in Arctic and subarctic waters and is one of very few whale species to do so. The species is named after its massive triangular skull, which is a helpful adaptation for their life in icy water. They use it to break through the Arctic ice to breathe. A layer of insulating blubber is also helpful and can measure up to 1.6 feet thick. Bowheads have the largest mouth of any animal on the planet. It's so huge that it represents almost 1/3 of the length of the body, which can measure up to 58 feet long. These slow-swimming whales are not social animals, preferring to travel alone or in small pods. In fleeing from danger, they can travel at speeds of up to 10 kilometers per hour, and when feeding, they swim slightly faster. Number 2. Bottlenose whale. This species of whale could easily be mistaken for a dolphin. The bottlenose whale has a bulbous forehead that drops sharply to the base of the beak and looks very much like that of the dolphin equivalent. When it comes to size, however, the pair couldn't be any more different. Whereas the bottlenose dolphin measures just 13 feet long and weighs approximately 1,300 pounds, the whale version can reach up to 37 feet in length and weigh up to 16,500 pounds. The whale inhabits deep offshore waters and is a bit of a bottom dweller when it comes to mealtime. They're capable of long, deep dives, where they spend time searching for squid, fish, and other bottom-dwelling animals. These whales are known for their remarkable echolocation abilities, which they use to navigate the dark depths of the ocean and locate prey. Their clicks and whistles are so precise that they can detect objects and animals even in complete darkness. Bottlenose whales are also known to form small, tight-knit groups, often consisting of just a few individuals, which helps them coordinate during dives and foraging. Despite their social nature, they are highly elusive and difficult to study, as they spend most of their time in deep waters far from shore. Their deep-diving behavior and preference for remote habitats make them particularly vulnerable to threats like naval sonar, which can disrupt their communication and navigation. Climate change and ocean pollution are also emerging threats, as they can impact the availability of prey and the quality of their habitat. Conservation efforts are underway to better understand and protect these fascinating creatures, but much about their lives remains a mystery. Biologists have recorded that the bottlenose whale is capable of diving to 4,900 feet below the surface and can remain submerged for nearly 2 hours. That's a heck of a long time to hold your breath. The northern bottlenose is the largest member of the beaked whale family and also one of the more social. They will often approach and appear curious about vessels, which can be dangerous. Not only can they become easy targets for whale hunters, they may be seriously injured or killed if hit by a boat. Number 1. Beaked whale. There are 23 species of this medium-sized toothed whale. They are all distinguished from other whales by their extended snout. In addition to their obvious snout, the beaked whale has 2 throat grooves that meet under the chin. Not much is known about this family of whales, with one species only discovered in the mid-1990s and 2 others only studied through their skeletal remains. These elusive creatures are known to inhabit deep ocean waters, often diving to depths of over 3,000 meters in search of squid, their primary food source. In fact, beaked whales hold the record for the longest and deepest dives of any marine mammal, with some species staying underwater for over 3 hours. Their ability to dive so deep is attributed to specialized adaptations, such as collapsible lungs and high concentrations of myoglobin in their muscles, which store oxygen. Despite their incredible diving abilities, beaked whales are highly vulnerable to human activities, particularly naval sonar, which can disorient them and lead to strandings. Conservationists are working to better understand their behavior and habitats to protect these mysterious whales from further harm. Observations of live beaked whales are rare, as they tend to avoid boats and spend very little time at the surface. Their secretive nature has made them one of the least studied groups of cetaceans, leaving many questions about their social structures and life cycles unanswered. The bodies of several undescribed species occasionally drift ashore, where experts attempt to piece together any information they can find. These whales have small, rounded flippers, and a dorsal fin is located towards the end of the body. Due to the number of species that are characterized as beaked whales, their measurements vary significantly, with the dwarf or pygmy measuring approximately 12.1 feet and the giant bottlenose reaching a whopping 42.7 feet. They are definitely a species of huge contrast, with the smallest weighing around 1,000 kilograms and the largest over 14,000. The beaked whale is primarily gray or black with white, and all have battle scars from fighting with each other or being bitten by predators. Males are more heavily scarred than females for obvious reasons, but mainly due to fights over their lady friends. Which of these whales surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the other cool videos showing up on the screen right now. See you next time.